you by thesis123.com. I learn and teach online.
Here's the next question, number 28. A differential equation di by dt minus 0.2i equals 0 is applicable over the interval minus 10 to 10. T lies between minus 10 to 10. If I of 4 is 10, then I of minus 5 is dash. Okay, so in order to find out what I of minus 5 is, we need an equation in terms of I. But we have been given a differential equation, so we need to integrate that, find an equation of I, and then start solving. So we begin with the differential equation. Given di by dt minus 0.2i is equal to 0. Now in order to differentiate this, let's separate the variables this way. Please see, I can write this as di by dt equals 0.2 and I'd write 1 by I here. Okay, so that's 1 by I, di by dt equals 0.2. Now I'm going to take dt to the other side. 1 by I di equals 0.2 into dt. Now we can integrate on both sides. Let's do that. Integrating on both sides, we will arrive at the integral of 1 by I is ln of I is equal to integration of a constant is 0.2t plus some constant c. Okay. Now we need the equation for I, so let's apply anti-log on both sides or exponential expression on both sides. So when we do that, we would arrive at I is equal to e to the power 0.2t plus c. Now further, I can write this as e to the power 0.2t into e to the power c. Now let's take e to the power c and write it as 0.2t into c1. Here c1 denotes e power c. Now let's take the initial condition given I of 4 is equal to 10. Now if I of 4 is equal to 10, that indicates that I equals 10 while t equals 4. So let's substitute the two values, t equals 4 and I equals 10, into this equation here to find out what c1 is. So that would give us 10 is equal to e power 0.2 into 4 into c1. Now we can find out what c1 is by solving this. So c1 should give us 10 into e power minus 0.8. So this is 10 divided by e power 0.8, which can be written as e power negative 0.8. Now that we have the value for c1, let's substitute this into the equation here. Let me just call this equation as 1, that will be easier. Okay, so substituting the value of c1 into equation 1. Now equation 1 is I equals e to the power 0.2t into c1. Now substituting what we got for c1, e power 10 into e power minus 0.8. So simplifying this even further, we can write this as 10 into e power 0.2t minus 0.8, right? So this is our equation for I. This is I of t. Now the question asks us to find out what is the value of I of minus 5. We need I of minus 5. So all we have to do is substitute t is equal to minus 5 into equation 2. So let's substitute minus 5 here. We will now have I of minus 5 equals to 10 into e to the power 0.2 into minus 5 minus 0.8. I hope you're following. Now let's solve this even further. Let's see what we get. That's 10 into e power minus 1 minus 0.8, and that's 10 e power minus 1.8. Okay, so after you plug in the value for e, or you can use your calculator to find the final value, so that's 10 into e power minus 1.8 should give you an answer of 1.653. So 1.653 is the final answer. 1.653. Well, this is the entire solution, and I hope it has helped.
Thank you for watching this video. For future videos, please click here to subscribe YouTube channel. Visit our site thesis123.com for free student project or research ideas and online training. Follow us Facebook, Twitter, Google+ and Pinterest.